Well, this weekend is Halloween, which means it's also your last chance to experience pumpkin patches for the season. At 5:30, we shared tips on how to pick the perfect pumpkin from a pumpkin patch that's been in Arizona since the 80s.
Yeah, well now Team 12's Jen Wall joins us live from one of the newer pumpkin patches in the valley, Halloween Town. Jen, where are you at?
Yeah, good morning to you, Rachel and Emma. So we are at Halloween Town. We're just off the 202 in Alma School area. And the cool thing about this place is there's a ton of rides for the kids. In addition to picking pumpkins, there's food and games, so many things. So I want to bring on Frankie now. Thank you so much for joining us early this morning. Tell us all about Halloween Town.
So Halloween Town is actually a pumpkin patch, and we have carnival rides and games. We do have a big pumpkin tent up front where you can choose from different varieties, sizes. We also have the bouncy houses, like you said, the rides. We have carnival games. We actually open today at 4 p.m. and we go till Halloween night. And I want to talk about Halloween night because we're doing a safe trick-or-treat for the kids. So we're asking everybody to put your costumes on, come out, and we'll be giving out candy to all the kids as they go on the rides and enjoy the festivities.
I love it. I think, here, let's go over here to this game. I think my kids have already had so much candy that their teeth are going to fall out. All right, so you're talking about games. This is one of the carnival games, ring toss. Do you have any quick tips before I give it a whirl?
Just close your eyes and throw it. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, this one's so, like, I don't know about you, Rachel and Emma, but I don't know that I've ever landed one of these on a bottle in my life.
You got to get the big bottle. That's the big prize. The middle bottle is the big prize. So you got to shoot for that one.
Okay, so last year was COVID, and you guys have kind of changed locations. Are you going to be really busy? I mean, like, how have things been going since, we've been opening up a lot more compared with last year?
Things have been great. Weekends are extremely busy. Weekdays have been great. I suggest that, Saturday and Sunday we're open from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. So try to get here a little earlier. Night times are definitely a little more busy, but we got room for everybody. Come on down.
All right, you have a lot of openings. I love that. Okay, Frankie, let me see if I can get this going here. Yeah. Guys, I swear, this game is rigged. It is not fair.